for the day. Thank you for the webinar on emerging trends and opportunities in research for UG, PG students and faculty members. So I take this opportunity with immense pleasure. I would like to invite our department head, Dr. V. Jayaraj sir, to give to welcome the gathering. HOD sir.
Thank you, Vinod sir. A warm good afternoon to everyone. With great pleasure, I welcome you all for this national level webinar on emerging trends and opportunities in research for UG, PG and students and faculty members. So research is an important area which is gathering tremendous amount of energy today. It is having a huge scope for both students and faculty members. As the name itself says that research means research or something carefully you search in an existing option. Research is something, creation of a new knowledge or the use of an existing knowledge in a new and creative way. Research can be done in any field. So research is a careful and organized study about a specific topic. So it is a careful searching. And due to that, we got a lot of advantages, especially as most of us are engineering graduates. In our engineering curriculum, the syllabus provides us ample opportunities for the faculties and students to gain knowledge and become responsible professionals of competence. So whenever you do research in a particular area, you not only get knowledge on that area, but you will have knowledge in many other fields. So that is the advantage of research. You get benefited by different areas. So whenever you do research, apart from gaining knowledge, what are the other benefits? Okay, one is social economic benefit. Our economy will get developed. Technologies will be developed. New products will be emerging outside. So these are some of the advantages of doing research. Now, with respect to students and faculties, what is the benefit of research? Why a student has to? It helps them to understand about the subject, a deep understanding about the subject. Students will be able to analyze the problems. They will be able to learn new techniques to solve the problems. They will have interpretation skills. They can able to analyze the existing data. They can able to learn new tools, and they will be able to integrate theory and practice. So these are some of the advantages for students. And apart from this is with respect to academics. Beyond academics, what is the use? So whenever you do research, you will be doing it in a group. So you will establish communication skills. You will have strong communication skills. And you will have tolerance for obstacles, because whenever you do a research, you won't get the answer immediately. So you will have tolerance. You will establish that. Then learning to work independently or in a group, definitely you will achieve it. Then self-confidence. That is one important advantage. So for students, these are all the benefits academically as well as independently. And for faculties, research is the part of a life. Okay, it is their life. And nowadays, most of the institutions in India and across the world, they motivate the faculty to do research, and they motivate the faculty to do research in partnership with industries, so that their knowledge is shared and new technology. All these have an eminent personality among us. Today we have Dr. Christo Anand, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thuthukudi, with us. Sir is having rich experience in academics and research. He has done a lot of research. So, on behalf of management of Nehru Group of Institutions, our managing trustee and CEO and Secretary Dr. P. Krishnakumar, and on behalf of our principal Dr. P. Maniyarsan sir, and on behalf of the faculty members, and on behalf of all of us, we welcome Dr. Christo Anand, today's resource person, who has readily accepted our invitation to share his experience with us. We welcome you, sir. I welcome all the head of the various departments and faculty members of Nehru Group of Institutions. And I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants from all over India who have shown interest in attending this webinar. So once again, I welcome you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving us an insight into the topic of today's session. And in the absence of our principal, sir, Dr. P. Maniyarsan, sir, principal NIET, I would like to welcome him also. And actually, he's because of his busy schedule, he's not able to attend the session. On behalf of him, I just convey the regards to all the participants as well as to the guest of the day, Dr. Christo Anand, sir. And now I would like to call upon Ms. Madhavi, final year student, final year EC student, okay, to give a brief introduction about our guest. Yes, Madhavi, please.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Let me introduce our chief guest, Dr. Christo Anand, professor in ECE, St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thuthukudi. He got his BE degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering in 2009 and his ME degree in Applied Electronics in 2013 and received PhD in Engineering in 2017. He completed his post-doctoral research work in cooperative networks in 2018. He has presented 3 papers in national level technical symposium, 9 research papers in national level conference, 31 research papers in international level conference, 59 research papers in referred and indexed international journals in field of embedded system, networking, digital image processing, network security and VLSI. He contributed 25 theses in international publication houses, 28 international book chapters in USA, and authored 4 international level and 3 international level engineering textbooks. He is the recipient of 15 honors and best faculty awards, including Best Transfer Initiative of the year 2017, Engineering Leadership Award, Sir James Prescott Joule Award, Young Scientist Award 2017, Outstanding Digital Innovator Award 2017, Greenpeace Award 2017 for his excellence in engineering education. At present, he is a member of 140 professional and social welfare bodies over globe. He has organized nearly 23 self-supporting national level technical symposium, conference and workshops. He has set up about 87 MOUs as chief with educational institutions over globe. He is chosen as elected fellow from ISECE Malaysia and life member from ISTE India. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madhavi, for a brilliant introduction that you have traversed through all the achievements of the guest, Dr. Christo Anand, sir. Sir, I would like to call upon Christo Anand, sir, now to take over the session, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation in a very short time, and we are eager to listen to you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So without further ado, let me start today's presentation. Am I audible to everybody? Am I audible to everybody? Can you be able to see my screen over here?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes.
okay, fine. Thank you so much. So, warm good afternoon to everybody present here. It's been a very chill morning right from the start of the day, and we have been experiencing very good climate for the past 3 days. So, thanks to God, we have been flourished with good rain, good health, more than the wealth. Okay, so in these days, we have to be thankful to God for giving us good health and good rain, good prosperity more than wealth, because we have been down and stuck up in this pandemic situation. Still, education is one sector which continues to flow amidst this COVID-19 lockdown. Okay. So this is our webinar, which is emerging trends and opportunities in research for UG, PG students and faculty members. Okay, so this one is especially for staff members and students from various colleges and universities, and myself, Dr. Christo Anand, Professor, EC Departments and Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi, India. You can reach me at Christo Anand at mtec.ac.in. So we had a brief introduction about me. Yes. So I have like 11 years of experience. I had been working in Francis Xavier Engineering College, and then went on to do my PhD, and then completed my PhD. Then worked in Saudi Bahrain. Okay, and right now as a professor of EC department at St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi. So I would like to thank my dear God for giving me this golden opportunity to deliver this useful webinar to share my knowledge among my fellow national as well as international participants. So thank you, my dear God. And tribute to our managing trustee, Advocate Dr. P. Krishna Das, who has been the managing trustee of Nehru Institute of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore, India. So tribute to our managing trustee. And tribute to our other officials of our college, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, who has been the CEO and Secretary, and Dr. P. Maniarasan, who has been the principal of our Nehru Institute of Technology. So tribute to our officials of our college and the placement officer of this college. So thank you, my dear principal, who always stood behind me to support this academic and research activities even in this lockdown period. Okay, so thank you, my dear principal. And thank you, my dear head of the department, who encouraged me to initiate fruitful outcome on teaching, learning and education. So thank you, my dear HOD. And thank you, my dear coordinators. Special mention to Vinod Kumar sir and Nagarajan sir, who coordinated this program so well in technical, administrative and social aspects amidst this COVID-19 lockdown for a very grand success. And thank you, my dear colleagues and fellow participants who understood the real necessity to support this useful webinar by your valuable presence. So without you, this event would not have been possible. So thank you, my dear colleagues and fellow participants. Okay, so these are the topics of interest which we are going to discuss in this useful webinar. Okay, so these are some of the research tools that I am going to emphasize. So these are some of the tools which you have to stress it up when you are really looking for very good opportunities in India or in abroad. Okay, so many of us would know about it, and some of us would not know about it. So these are some of the researchful tools that we have to constantly keep in touch, not very rare but very constantly in touch, so as to regularly update your profile for useful opportunities coming in and around. Okay. So this is something at a glance. We are going to go through Google Scholar, we are going to go with academia, we are going to go with ResearchGate, SlideShare, ISSUU, SSRN, Social Science Research Network, Mendeley, Thomson Reuters Researcher ID, Thomson Reuters ORCID, and then Thomson Reuters My EndNote, Publons, Loop, LinkedIn, and finally our YouTube. So this is Google Scholar. You will know about it. Everybody knows about it. So this is scholar.google.com. It's a free, accessible web search engine that indexes full text or metadata of scholarly literature across an array of publishing formats and disciplines. I'll show you in parallel how we are going to actually index this your data, your research work in Google Scholar. Fine. I hope you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen. Is my screen visible to you?
No, sir.
My screen is not visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Google Scholar screen.
Google Scholar's profile. Okay, right. So I'm showing you my screen, my own profile, okay, for your reference, so that you can actually know what to do. Okay. So in this Google Scholar profile, I have updated my name. Okay. See, I am Christo Anand. I have completed my PhD, but I haven't mentioned Dr. Christo Anand over here. Okay. So your name is unique right from the day you are born. Okay. So you should not have different names. I am Christo Anand, I am born as Christo Anand, and I will definitely reflect my name as Christo Anand in any of my profile which I am trying to showcase or forecast. Okay, so I have mentioned my name Christo Anand. Okay, so suppose if I am mentioning like C.Anand in one paper, Christo.A in another research work, then Google Scholar will misinterpret and it will misidentify it as three different profiles. Like there are three different persons. One is Christo Anand, one is C.Anand, and another one is Christo.A. Okay, so this is one mistake that everybody is doing. Like you should mention your correct name. Okay, and then I am affiliated through Anna University Chennai right now, and I have my own website, christoanand.com. So this is a useful suggestion for you people to maintain a website. Okay, a personal website for you. So you can build confidence by having your personal website and updating your own research works or maybe academic works or maybe something related to entertainment or more about you in your own website. Okay, so I have my home page over here. So if I click on this, it will go to my home page, www.christoanand.com. Okay, and then I have my research interest, medical image processing and cooperative networks. There are some staff members or maybe even students, they mention so many research interests. Come on, staff members and students, you cannot have more number of research interests. You can be expert in only one or two fields or maybe three fields or maybe four fields, not more than that. Okay, so that's what you can call it to be an expert. Okay, so if I click on medical image processing or maybe if I click on cooperative networks, I can see a list of profiles who are experts in this field. Okay, so thanks to God that in cooperative networks that I have the top number of citations in cooperative networks in that field. Okay, so this is up to you, and I have showcased my profile. Okay, right, so I have showcased my profile. I have all my research publications. If I click on this here, I can see a list of decreasing order of publications. Okay, it's not only about research works. Okay, it's not only about journals. Okay, research publications in journals. You can publish it in conferences, national level conferences, international level conferences, journals, international level journals, Scopus index journals, SCI index journals, what you call it to be the Anna University Annexure 1 index journals, or you can go for maybe patents. Okay, PATENTS. Okay, which is referring to products. Okay. Even you can showcase the project proposals which you have got granted. Okay, and similarly you can showcase the research articles published in newspapers. Okay, something relevant to the academic field, not very general. Okay, but something which is of social need. Okay, something which is of economic need or something which is of academic need. Okay, so that things you can actually showcase all these research publications over here. Okay, so what I'm trying to stress is that there are a list of publications, there are a list of research works that you can try to showcase, okay, to the academic community. Okay, only then you will have real followers. So you should keep your audience well entertained, so that everybody tries to follow you. For example, I have my own YouTube channel, and many are trying to follow with my videos, okay, with the academic videos. So keep your audience well entertained and keep more followers, so that everybody tries to follow you. It should not be the case that you should try to follow everybody, okay. It should be the case that everybody should try to follow you, okay. So that's the point I'm trying to insist upon. And I have my own co-authors as well. I have a list of co-authors. I have several collaborations with both national as well as international others as well, okay, and have my index as well, like H index and I10 index. So in the universities, in top colleges or maybe universities, they would be asking this one, okay. Earlier back when I worked in Saudi, okay, they asked for Google Scholar citations. They asked for H index, they asked for I10 index. In the whole university, I'm proud to say that I was the top one to have the citations, H index and I10 index. So it's better that you have this H index and I10 index, okay. Don't have self citations, okay, but the thing is that everybody should try to cite your research work. So that's the key factor that you should work it on. So this is all about Google Scholar. Next you have like academia.edu. So academia.edu, it's a American commercial social networking website for academics. It began as a free and open repository of academic journal articles and was awarded a .edu domain name. Okay. So however, academia.edu now restricts all access to subscribers and charges fees to put authors in contact with their own readers. I remember in 2015 when I created a profile in academia.edu, and in golden days, I mean in olden days, in academia.edu it was set like 5% of the overall research publications get cited when you try to publish your research article, or maybe when you try to index your research article in academia.edu. Okay, right now it has offered a premium service, okay. So it is offering a premium service where you can actually get access to who or maybe which authors have mentioned your paper, okay, which authors have really cited your paper, how many authors have really read your paper, how many authors have really downloaded your paper and have cited them in their research work. So these things you can have a statistical analysis if you create a profile in academia.edu and if you index your research article in academia.edu. I will show you my academia.edu profile. I hope you can see my screen over here. So this is my academia.edu. I have mentioned my name and have my designation. See if you can see a resume researcher read your paper, Krishna Anand, most popular research publications. So you can actually view your readers if you have upgraded your premium service. Okay, and I have my a short description over here. I have like some number of followers, and I am following some number of people. I have my co-authors as well, and I have showcased my list of research publications. Okay, try to have a note of it. See, I'm trying to show to you people. Okay, see, I have papers, I have drafts, I have books, I have thesis chapters, I have 20 teaching documents as well. Okay, and then if I click on this more, I have talks as well. So everything you can showcase it. So it's not only about your research publications alone. There are several flavors, there are several essence of research that you can actually concentrate upon so as to better well sustain in this research field. Okay, right. So even with regards to pattern, the recent pattern, even I have showcased them. Okay, I have my research publications, my journal publications, conference publications, again a pattern even. Okay, and then my newspaper articles even I have showcased. Okay, and I have showcased my magazine articles even, book chapters even I have showcased. So you can actually concentrate upon and you can actually showcase them in this academia.edu. Okay, so if there are like analytics tools as well, where you can actually go through who are all have visited your profile and who are all have read your paper in this week or maybe in this month. So this is all about academia.edu. Next you have like ResearchGate. So this is actually a powerful, very powerful European commercial social networking site for scientists and researchers to share papers, ask and answer questions and find collaborators. I would suggest you students, faculty members, every faculty member, every student to create a ResearchGate profile. Say after you complete your bachelor's, maybe after you complete your master's, suppose let us say you switch on to company field, software field, whatever may be, research is going to stay in your blood till the time of death. Okay, I challenge you people that you are not going to close the books after BE, you are not going to close the books after ME, you are not going to close the books after PhD. Okay, no matter whatever maybe, you may be in the teaching field or maybe you may be in the research field, you may be in the computer field, software field, hardware field, whatever may be, you have to keep well in touch with research. Okay, and ResearchGate is a very powerful platform. I will show you my ResearchGate profile. So back in 2016 I created my profile in ResearchGate and I had a thorough enjoyment when I created my profile, because earlier when I created my profile, my ResearchGate score, if you can see a score over here, this is 21.78. Earlier my score was 0.00. Okay, so I was literally thinking, I was uploading research articles, still my score didn't improve. Okay, so I began googling it up. Okay, I went on to Google it up, and what I understood was I have to be constantly engaging myself in ResearchGate. Something like I have to ask questions, I have to post answers, I have to recommend others research publications, I have to showcase my research work in this ResearchGate profile. So only when you actively engage yourself in ResearchGate, then your RG score, ResearchGate score, gets increased. Okay, so back in Saudi or Bahrain where I work, they ask this particular question: how much citations do you have in Google Scholar and how many citations do you have in ResearchGate? Okay, so everything, it's a brief introduction. Okay, you should have a very short introduction about you. Okay, in this short introduction I have showcased everything of myself. Okay, my email ID, my website, everything, book chapters, or maybe everything what I'm having right now. Okay, I have showcased my languages, I have my disciplines, I have my skills and expertise. Okay, and I have my research interest score of 796.9. Okay, I have my citations, I have my recommendations, I have total number of reads. So it's all about showcasing quality research publications. Yes, there was some interruption.
I'm sorry to
Yes,
interrupt
yes,
you. We
yes.
are unable to see the presentation that you're sharing, sir. I'm sorry.
Still it's visible. Okay, I'll try to cancel it up and then I'll try to.
Yeah, sure, sir. We are able to see only your face, sir.
Can you be able to see my screen?
Yeah, now it's fine, sir. Now it's fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
fine. So this is all about ResearchGate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now
Okay, now it's visible. Okay, so if you have problems in screen sharing, be fast enough to ask this question, because this is something very useful and this is something everybody should know about it. Right, I'm trying to share my knowledge with everybody. Okay, so this is all about ResearchGate. Okay, you should have like a very good RG score, and you have to update your designation and your affiliation even. Okay, and you should update your knowledge even. Okay, with the help of skills and expertise. With the case of discipline and languages, a very short introduction you can actually showcase it up. Okay, and then you have your research interest, total number of citations, recommendations, and total number of reads. Okay, right? So there I have showcased my research items, total number of research items, some number of projects. I have asked 52 questions and I have posted 311 answers. So you people will be more engaging than me. Okay, so you can definitely ask more questions and you can definitely post more answers, but be very careful enough to post very relevant, very meaningful questions, and you should post meaningful, relevant, very apt answers, because this community is not something like a local community. Okay, so we have like international participants, international followers all around the globe. Okay, so if you try to post something irrelevant, they will try to comment it up very soon. Okay, or they will try to mock you, or they will tease you very publicly in front of everyone. Okay, so if they try to downvote your question, or maybe they try to report it up, so there might be chances that your profile gets blacklisted or maybe blocked in ResearchGate. So you should be very careful when you are dealing with ResearchGate, and you can update your current affiliation even. I have my own lab as well. Okay, so it's better that you have a lab as well, and you can actually form a group or collaboration. Okay, so you have a list of following, you can have a list of followers even, and you have the co-authors even. Okay, right? So this is all about ResearchGate. So heartiest regards to everybody to immediately create a profile in ResearchGate and showcase your useful talent. Okay, so one important thing about ResearchGate is that when you try to upload normal research publications, your RG score will not increase. Okay, when you try to index your research publications in Scopus index journals, or maybe SCI, Web of Science, or maybe ANA-IMC, Annexure 1, some top order journals, then definitely your RG score will definitely increase. But it all depends on how you try to be more engaging with the ResearchGate. Ask too many questions, or post very relevant answers, and recommend others work. For example, you can have like you have notifications coming up. Okay, they are asking you to review their research work, or maybe some useful statistics, about your research work. Everything will be displayed over here. Okay, so your article reads 300 reads, something like that. Your stats are being displayed. Okay, so it's better that you try to create a profile in ResearchGate. Next, you have SlideShare. I would rather comment SlideShare to be a very effective platform. Okay, for indexing your research work. It's an American hosting service for professional content, including presentations, infographics, documents, and videos. Users can upload files privately or publicly in PowerPoint, Word, PDF, or open document format. Okay. So this is all about SlideShare. Okay, I will try to show you my SlideShare profile. So this is my SlideShare profile. You know very well that SlideShare is a tool of LinkedIn. Okay, so if you have an account in LinkedIn, then definitely you can open a tab in SlideShare and you can log in with LinkedIn. Okay, so you can showcase all your research publications and you can have an analytics. For example, this research work is being viewed by 61 people, and you can have a list of people who have downloaded your research article even. So I have showcased my newspaper article, research article, journal articles, conference article, everything you can actually showcase in SlideShare. And SlideShare is a powerful platform. When you try to index your research article, then immediately you try to index it in SlideShare, so your research article becomes popular and gets downloadable, viewable, and everybody tries to follow you. So this is all about SlideShare. And then you have ISSUU. Compared to SlideShare, I would rather rate this tool less than SlideShare. Okay, so this is ISSUU. Consider this ISSUU as an alternative to SlideShare. Sometimes there will be network issues with SlideShare. You can actually go with ISSUU. It's a Denmark-based electronic publishing platform founded in the year 2006, enabling creators of publications to share their content digitally. Okay, I will show you my ISSUU profile. Okay, you can actually go with the this ISSUU. You can create your profile in ISSUU. One powerful advantage of using ISSUU is that you can actually share this ISSUU research works in other social network websites just via a single click. You can share it in Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or maybe Tumblr. Okay, anywhere in your social networking profiles you can showcase, and these are a list of publications which I have added. Okay, so you can actually add these publications. And another advantage of using ISSUU is that you can actually set a back date for your research publications. For example, today is 9th of November 2020. You can actually add your research publications back in 2018, and you can add something like it was being added in 2018. Okay, so that's the powerful advantage of using ISSUU. Okay, so you can share it in social websites. That's the biggest advantage. Next you have SSRN. Okay, so compared to or maybe similar to ResearchGate, I would rather rate SSRN as a powerful networking platform for indexing your research publications. SSRN is a product of Elsevier. Okay, so SSRN, formerly known as Social Science Research Network, it's a repository for preprints and international journal devoted to rapid dissemination of scholarly research in the social sciences and humanities and more. Okay, so Elsevier bought this SSRN from Social Science Electronic Publishing Inc. in back in 2016. So I remember when it was started in 2016, I created my profile in December 2016. Okay, because I came to know about this SSRN, and I should tell you an interesting news about SSRN. There are some agents, there are some faculty members who are trying to say that they will index your research article in SSRN at some additional cost. I would like to tell you, my dear participants, my dear faculty members, and my dear students, that SSRN is a free platform. You can actually create a profile. You can actually create a profile in SSRN, and you can actually index your research publications in SSRN for free at your own interest. Okay, you need not have to depend on somebody to index your research article, and you have to pay like that. Okay, so it's not like that. Okay, so you can do it on your own. Okay, I'm going to show you my SSRN profile. Okay, you can actually create a profile in SSRN. Okay, so I have my my paper subscriptions and my library. So if you can see over here, I have my author ID even, I have my author page even. Okay, I can see my rank even. So my rank is 49,000 odd out of 5,35,000. Okay, so once you try to upload quality papers, then definitely there will be more citations, there will be more downloads, and definitely your rank will get increased. Okay, because still I haven't updated my recent publications in October 2020. So if I try to do that, then definitely my rank will increase. Okay, so I have my library even over here. Okay, I have my list of publications. Okay, there is one point that I should try to tell you. Okay, you have to add the research publications over here. For example, you can actually go with the start new submission. Okay, and you can actually go with the indexing, or maybe inputting the title. Okay, right, you can actually go with inputting the PDF. Okay, the PDF document of your research publication, the title, paper title. I have my name and affiliation over here. Paper title I can enter. Okay, everything, abstract, keywords, classifications, everything you can try to enter. Suppose let us take in the case you are trying to index your paper. Suppose you are writing a paper, you have published your research paper in image processing plus embedded system, something like that. Let us take in the case, and you are not sure which area your research paper falls to. Okay, so you are thinking whether it is image processing or maybe whether it is embedded system, something like that you are thinking. Okay, but you are in a confused state. Okay, you can have SSRN to do the classification. You can select over here, you can ask SSRN to do the classification, and SSRN itself will classify your paper. You need not have to worry about it. Okay, And another one thing is that suppose if you are trying to co-author with me, let us take in that case, you have to first of all add your other details. First of all, your name, your designation, okay, like PG scholar or maybe faculty member, okay, of Nehru Institute of Science and Technology, and then you have to input my name, okay, my name, my designation, okay, everything, okay. So for the first time, you have to input all the details of that particular author. Again, let us take in the case you are collaborating with me, you need not have to enter these details, okay. So everything you have to do it correctly, and you can include all these details, okay. And after you finish it up, you have to go for the submission, okay. You have like submit to SSRN, and what and all the mail IDs you have mentioned for the co-authors, every co-author will get a notification in their mail, okay, like you have added a particular paper, okay. But still SSRN will try to review your publications, okay. So this is the point I'm trying to note it, make everybody try to note it up, okay. So this is what I'm trying to stress it up. When you're trying to upload the paper, okay, before uploading the paper, you should include this statement, okay, before uploading, okay. The research paper was originally uploaded. I hold posting rights for all my published papers. You have to include the statement. The research paper was originally uploaded. I hold posting rights for all my published papers. You have to include this one, because if you don't include the statement, then after a successful review, they will say you don't have rights to post this paper. Why are you getting this statement? You don't have rights to post your paper. If you see in the websites, if you can see, let us take in the case you are publishing your paper in a Scopus Index journal. You can see in the bottom, you can see all rights reserved, okay, copyright protected at journal name, okay. So the journal name holds a posting right for your paper. So SSRN doesn't know that you hold posting rights or not, okay. So you have to give that authentication, okay. You are giving the statement, I hold posting rights for all my published paper and it was originally uploaded. So you have to give this statement in the comment section, and then you try to upload the paper, then you will not have any issues with regards to publication, okay. So if you can see over here, okay, so you can see over here your papers. If you can see, it was distributed. All of my papers have been distributed, and all of my papers have been getting approved, okay. So if you can see the statistics over here, I'm trying to emphasize on these statistics. When your paper gets distributed or when you get your paper being approved, then definitely your statistics will definitely improve, and definitely everybody will try to follow you. When everybody tries to follow you, you are going to get popular. So that's the point you should know about. Okay, so this is all about SSR. Then you have Mendeley. Okay, I would rather call this Mendeley as a reference manager. Okay, it's not an indexing website; it's a reference manager. For example, you have like several formats: MLA style, APA style, Chicago style, Vancouver style. Okay, you have like several styles where you try to input the references. For example, in the paper, in the research paper, at the end you have references, okay, and you have a particular order where you try to give the, like for example, author title, author name, okay, the list of co-authors, which journal you have published, which are the what is the page number, what is the year, month, everything. You have a particular format. You can input it in MLA style, or maybe APA style, or maybe Vancouver style, or maybe Chicago style, whatever may be, you can input in this fashion, okay. So Mendeley is one such reference manager. It's a company based in London, UK, which provides products and services for academic researchers. It is most known for its reference manager, which is used to manage and share research papers and generate bibliographies for scholarly articles. I'm trying to show you my Mendeley profile. Okay, so this is reference manager. Okay, so I have my list of publications. Okay, you can actually upload this the title. Okay, the title of your paper, your authors, everything, your PDF, everything. And whenever like somebody tries to upload a new paper, it will give a list of suggestions of relevant similar research articles. So for example, you are trying to upload a new research article in VLSI, let us take in that case, then it will showcase somebody from London who has the similar research interest of VLSI in your similar to your research paper. So this is how Mendeley library is very famous for. So I would suggest you people to create a profile in Mendeley, and you have like all reference recently added, recently read, several different statistics you have with regards to Mendeley. Then you have researcher ID. You have like three important products of Thomson Reuters. We have like researcher ID, ORCID, and MyEndnote. Okay, so I would rather suggest you, dear faculty members, students, and my dear participants, to create a profile. Okay, with Thomson Reuters. We have researcher ID. Thomson Reuters researcher ID. It's an identifying system for scientific authors. The system was introduced in 2008 by Thomson Reuters. This unique ID aims at solving the problem of author identification and correct attribution of works. Okay, I'm going to show you my researcher ID profile. This is my website, okay, christoanand.com, and I have showcased my researcher ID profile. You will never have this website. You will never have this website, which I'm trying to show over here. Okay, I hope you can see my screen over here. This is researcher ID profile. Okay. I created this profile in 2015, and right now researcher ID doesn't have this layout. Okay, right? So you have like my researcher profile, you have the researcher ID over here, and I have my other names, Christo Anand, Christo, or maybe Chris. Okay, I have my mail ID, I have my researcher ID URL even. Okay, I have my ORCID ID, which is linked in this researcher ID. Okay. I have my institutions and role as well, and have my list of publications. Right now this layout is not available because thanks to Publons, because it has integrated all of the research works, very important research works it has integrated. For example, Web of Science is integrated with Publons, researcher ID is integrated with Publons, MyEndnote is integrated with Publons. So if you create a profile in Publons, then you have a list of access to all other the sub profiles over here. Okay, so this is researcher ID. Next you have ORCID. This is a unique identifier, similar to your ID card in your college. Okay, an academic ID card is ORCID. Okay, so this is ORCID ID. ORCID, it's a non-proprietary alphanumeric code to uniquely identify scientific and other academic authors and contributors. Okay, you should try to note that an institution or maybe organization or maybe company cannot have ORCID ID profile. Okay, only individuals, academic individuals can have ORCID ID profile, because if you have an ORCID ID for company or maybe organization, then definitely ORCID ID, maybe ORCID will definitely identify, and in near future your profile might get blocked. Okay, so only academicians can, individual academicians can have this ORCID ID. Okay, so you can have a profile in ORCID. You can actually interlink. Okay, and you have a country. Okay, you have keywords Christo Anand, or maybe Dr. Christo Anand, or www.christoanand.com. Okay, I have several websites. I have interlinked. Okay, I am trying to highlight it above. Okay, first one is my website. Okay, and then second one is ResearchGate. Next one is SSRN, Google Scholar, academia.edu, Mendeley profile over here. Okay, and I have several, one which is interlinked, researcher ID, Loop profile, Scopus author ID 1, Scopus author ID 2. Why am I having Scopus author ID 1 and 2? Because I worked in Francis Xavier Engineering College. I worked in something which is that's with in Saudi or maybe Bahrain, okay, and then right now in Madras Engineering College, okay. So when I'm trying to input several research publications with different colleges, okay, what you should try to know is that Scopus will identify it as different profiles, like for example, 2 different profiles or 3 different profiles, okay. So I have profile number 1 over here, profile number 2 over here with Scopus, and what I should do is I should request the Scopus team to merge these 2 profiles, okay, as a single profile, okay. So you can Google like how do I merge 2 profiles with Scopus, and you will try to have answers with this, okay. So you should have a good Scopus profile even, okay. And I have my list of affiliations and publications over here. I can add these publications, okay. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to input the names, okay, the names of the journal title, authors, co-authors, month and year publication, everything I'm trying to input it up, okay. So it uses the Google's reference manager, and it will immediately try to index this one, and it will try to showcase it up to all other participants in and around the world, okay. So the ORCID ID, it's a very powerful platform. Then you have my EndNote, okay, Thomson Reuters EndNote. So it's a commercial reference management software package used to manage bibliographies and references when writing essays and articles. It is produced by Clarito Analytics. Okay, I'm trying to show you my EndNote profile. Okay, back in 2016, I created this profile. Okay, this is a powerful platform of Clarito Analytics of Thomson Reuters. You can actually link this one with researcher ID, ORCID even, and you can actually go to the URL of the website where you actually publish your research paper. Okay, so this is also a reference manager, not an indexing website. So this is my EndNote file. Here comes a very powerful platform, which is Publance. Okay, I would rather suggest you people to create a profile in Publance. So it's a commercial website that provides a free service for academics to track, verify, and showcase their peer review and editorial contributions for academic journals. It was launched back in 2012 and bought by Clarito Analytics in 2017. Okay, so I have already mentioned, if you have a profile in Publance, you can actually interlink your profile in Web of Science. You can actually interlink your profile in researcher ID. Okay, for example, I have researcher ID over here. Okay, if you can see, okay, I'm trying to showcase my Web of Science researcher ID. I have my total publications. Okay, I have my verified reviews even. Okay, I have a list of publications. Okay, guys, you should note is that one major advantage of using this Publance is that for faculty members, this one is especially for faculty members. For example, let us take in the case, if you have publications, SCI index publications, okay, SCI index publications, and if you try to access your Web of Science account, it's not possible. Only the top order institutions, okay, very top order institutions will have this login, and they can actually access and see how many of the actual publications is actually cited in Web of Science. Okay, for example, if you have a profile in Scopus, you can see how many publications are being cited by other authors, but in Web of Science you cannot see if you don't have a login in Web of Science. But thanks to Publance right now, because it has integrated with Web of Science, and right now you can see how many articles of yours are being cited in Web of Science. So if you create a profile in Web of maybe Publance, then you can integrate it with Web of Science, and you can also have a note about peer reviews also. Okay, so it doesn't need a PhD to do the peer review. Even if you have completed BE, and even if you have adequate knowledge, you can actually review papers for SCI journals. Okay, so you should tell your interest with regards to that particular journal with Scopus or maybe SCI or maybe Web of Science, and they will try to approach you with paper. Okay, Only thing you have to review the paper at the correct time. Okay, so I have a list of the publications where I have reviewed through. Okay, and immediately after reviewing, you'll get a mail. Okay, something like, can we add this review in Publons? So if you click on yes, then automatically it will add your reviewed publications in this Publon. So this is a very good advantage that you can showcase what and all you have reviewed, because the thing is that I haven't added much of the reviews over here. Okay, I have reviewed so many papers, but I have failed to click on yes. So that's the point I am trying to insist upon. So you should create a profile in Publon so you can add access to researcher ID, ORCID, my EndNote, Web of Science kit. Okay, so this, and even your peer reviews even with this Publons. Next comes Loop. Loop is Frontier's next generation social network for researchers, academics, and scholars. It's an open network that integrates into journals and academic websites. They are integrated into both the Nature Publishing Group and Frontier's journal series. Many will not know about this website, but still, this website is a foreign website, and several of the foreign researchers get access to it. Okay, this is actually a product of Frontiers. Okay, it has collaborated with Frontiers, and you can actually have a profile in Frontiers. Okay, with Loop. Okay, so I have updated my affiliation and my designation over here. I have a list of publications. I have total number of views and publication views as well. I have a brief bio over here. Okay, biography, and the powerful advantage is that they will suppose, let us take in the case, if you have authored one publication and you have indexed it in several websites, but you fail to upload it in Loop. Okay, but still when you try to open Loop, they will ask suggestion. They will ask, is this your publication? I have a list of several publications. They have asked, is this your publication? So you can have a list of suggestions. You can add these publications if it is really yours. Okay, so don't try to add publications which are not yours. Okay, try to add publications which are genuinely yours. Okay, so you have like links to other profiles. Even I have linked with my ORCID ID with this one. So everybody gets linked. For example, your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, your everything gets linked. So the management, when you try to view your profile, they get access to all other profiles. So similar case, if you try to interlink, everybody tries to follow you. So that's the point I'm trying to insist upon to the video. And you have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an American business and employment oriented online service that operates via websites and mobile apps. Launched on May 5, 2003, it is mainly used for professional networking, including employers posting jobs and job seekers posting their CVs. Okay, so this is all about LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn, you should be very careful when updating your information. It's not like Facebook. Okay, you try to upload and update all information. Only thing you should upload and update useful information, academic information only. For example, you have a conference coming up in your college, you have a tech festival, something which is affiliated to quality assurance, something what you have accomplished, everything you can actually showcase them in this your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so it's better that you try to create a profile, because several recruiters will try to see your profile in LinkedIn. For example, you are applying for any job, and immediately they will see your LinkedIn profile, whether you have a profile in LinkedIn or not, and then you have uploaded and updated all information. Suppose if you have a good fan following, suppose if you have good accomplishments, real research interest, then definitely they will see your profile and definitely they will try to approach you. Okay, so LinkedIn is a powerful platform, and you can have a list of research jobs similar to ResearchGate. You can actually go for research jobs as well, and with LinkedIn even you can go with several jobs. You can apply for several jobs even. Okay, with LinkedIn. Okay, and don't forget, LinkedIn is also a social networking website. Okay, many because I remember back in 2019, 2018 or 19, I was more engaged with LinkedIn. Okay, I failed to log in with LinkedIn. Okay, um, it was my birthday, and several unknown faces have wished me on my birthday. Okay, normally we people try to see WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp or maybe Facebook or maybe Twitter. Okay, with birthday wishes pouring up to, but I failed to log in LinkedIn, and there were like 40 to 50 people wishing me on my birthday via LinkedIn. Okay, so it's better that you maintain a cordial relationship even with LinkedIn, even so you get academically and socially connected even with LinkedIn. Okay, so that's the advantage of LinkedIn. So don't ever forget to create file with LinkedIn. Okay. So as I've already mentioned, SlideShare is actually interlinked with LinkedIn. Okay. And finally comes YouTube. Okay. So YouTube is an American online video sharing platform headquartered in California. It has been started its service in 2005. Google bought this site in November 2006 for $1.65 billion, and YouTube now operates as one of the Google subsidiaries. Everybody will know about YouTube. Okay, I will there's no need that I should actually tell you about YouTube. Okay, several of the research publications or maybe even your institution videos or maybe department videos, something which is related to entertainment, everything is being showcased with YouTube. What you have to do is you have to create a profile in YouTube, and you have to click on this video symbol. Just click on the upload video. Only thing you should not have copyrighted content. Okay, only thing you should not have copyrighted content. YouTube is actually a powerful platform to showcase your talent, because back in WhatsApp status you can see several have shown YouTube videos. So it's better that you upload useful content with YouTube. And YouTube is not only for cookery shows. Okay, so it's not only for social shows even. Okay, even the VJs of Vijay TV, everybody has profiles in YouTube. Why not you have a tech profile in YouTube? Okay, so you try to showcase them. I have my own profile, Christo Anand. Okay, and I have my entertainment profile even. Okay, with the YouTube. Okay, so you can actually subscribe, you can actually follow, you can actually create your own channel. Everybody tries to follow you. Be more engaging so that everybody tries to follow you. Okay, so it's better to go with YouTube. You can actually live stream even. Okay, you have a powerful recording software. If you can see my screen over here, I have my OBS. Okay, I'm already recording what I'm trying to give it up. Okay, so OBS, Open Broadcast Software, it's actually a powerful tool. You need not have Google Meet to record. Okay, you can actually go with OBS, Open Broadcast Software, and you can actually record this event. Okay, and you can actually upload it in YouTube. So if you are more concerned with time constraints, so you can actually go with live streaming. So whatever you try to do it, and everything comes live. Okay, so in Open Broadcast Software you can actually get the YouTube stream key and input it in Open Broadcast Software, so you can actually broadcast it live. Okay, and you can actually simultaneously record even. Okay, so that's a powerful advantage of YouTube. Okay, and special mention about Open Broadcast Software, it's a free software. You can download it for free, and you have several updated versions even. So go for YouTube and Open Broadcast Software even. Okay, so one special mention about building your own website. Okay, I have my own website. I have showcased my talent. Okay, it is www.christoanand.com. So I suggest you people to create your own website. So you try to showcase your talent. So remember, after completing your BE, nothing is closed. Okay, your studies are never closed. So you can actually try to upload and update all the information about you in your personal website. Okay, don't expect the publisher to do all the research work. Say to yourself, I have to initiate, I am responsible, I am the author, and I have to give my own promotion. So don't expect the third person to do all your work. Don't expect your parents to do all the work. Say to yourself, I have to do it. Okay, only then you will grow very fast in life. Okay, and keep your well wishers, your friends, your relatives, your parents, your audience well entertained with your variety works. Okay, never ever give up. Okay, greater chance to grow, greater chance to improve, and greater chance that people follow you. It's actually fun when you try to upload variety of works. For example, if you are daily eating idli daily, okay, daily in the lunch you have like sambar, and daily night you have chapati, is it going to be well entertained for you? It's very boring. Okay, so every day you should have a mixture. Okay, every day you should keep a WhatsApp status. Okay, every day you should have an academic status. Only then everybody tries to follow you. Remember Madan Gauri, who's also a YouTuber, he's also trying to showcase what and all the trending news. Okay, similarly you are gifted with so many talents. You have to find it out and you should try to showcase it. Okay, there are several people over you. There are several people who have become famous. It's not just within one day. So you have to fight. Okay, only then everybody tries to follow you. Okay, so you say to yourself, follow me. Okay, right. And thank you for your kind patience, and it has been a wonderful opportunity given by Nehru Institute of Science and Technology, Nehru Group of Institutions, for a wonderful opportunity to share this useful information for everybody. Let's start working from this microsecond onwards. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. That was really impressive, and you shared a lot of knowledge to us in the field of research. Now, I would like to call upon the participants now